I can hear your breathing pretty loud. Yeah, it's coming through the speakers.
All right, ready to go live?
Yeah, I can hear your breathing pretty loud. I can hear it on the. I'm listening back to it.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. We're live. It's Tuesday after Memorial Day, episode 12 of Picked Off with Josh and Carter. I'm Josh Griffin. Joining me as always, Alex Carter. Alex, how you doing this morning?
Well, I'm a little bit under the weather, not gonna lie to you, but I'm here, so I'm gonna do the best I can for everyone out there today.
That's right. Carter's got the Rona, y'all. Start your GoFundMe pages. See if we can't get him a ventilator rented.
Sounds. You're a funny guy.
NASCAR Ball says, "What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTubes?
What's going on, NASCAR?
Is this where I can find Carter, sometimes absent son of BVD, Jeff Webster? Yep, this is him.
Yep, in the flesh.
Crimson Brave is in here stirring up the pot already. Says all bow down to Bama. Greenville sucks. Says go Vols. Ooh, I have a feeling that account was created to get under BVD's skin.
It sounds like it.
Scott Callhorn. Yes, it's going through the speakers. Your heavy ass breathing is coming through the speakers, Carter. Duke Nukem. That was actually me. I had my microphone like right here because I wasn't paying attention, and you guys heard me breathing while we were setting up the stream. Apologies.
Yep. We'll take that, Duke Nukem.
Yep. Hashtag professional.
That's it.
We had a lot of audio troubles this morning trying to get things going.
Yeah, I know.
OBS is great streaming software, but I tell you what, man, you mess with one audio setting, and it absolutely flips your universe upside down. And you got to go back through and hit all of them, and you got to fix them on OBS, and you got to fix them on the computer itself, the main audio, because it messes with that. You got to fix it on Facebook and YouTube. You got to fix it on your restream, and then you got to go through and edit every video and make sure that sound's going to come through. So I think we got it though, looking pretty good in the test recordings. Good morning, Jeff Webster. Let's see. Justin says, I want Rashawn Golden, that Bama fan, so bad. I want to Rashawn Golden, that Bama fan, so bad. Yeah. Hashtag professional. That's right, NASCAR Ball. That's the only way we do it here.
Yeah, William Allen says, do you think there will be a setback during the football season due to COVID, GBO, Go Big Orange?
I don't doubt that there will. I mean, it depends on your definition of setback. Do I think that we're going to have games that aren't going to be played? I don't think so. But we could very possibly look at some early games being, fanless games and things like that. So this college football season is going to look a lot different. If it happens, it's going to look a lot different than any that we've had in the past.
Yeah, and the Pac-12, I mean, we don't know if they're even going to play this year. So if they don't play, then I guess, I mean, I don't think I'm not sure. Well, yeah, doesn't Alabama play USC this year? I believe they do.
They do, yep.
Ohio State plays Oregon, I believe. So
Yeah, I
kind
guess
of going to mess with all that.
I guess it just depends on what California does as to whether or not the SEC goes unscathed. Tennessee doesn't have any California teams on the schedule. I know that. California, Oregon, Washington. So
Yeah.
we should play a full season. All right, so here's what we got for you today in the show. Go ahead and give the boys the lineup and ladies. Cassandra joining us last week from New Mexico. We appreciate that. I know we've got a couple other ladies in here, a few on Facebook. But let's see, we're going to do current events. Big news from the Coach Doug's coaching front. We got a moment in Vol history from 2005. Carter's going to grind his gears. And it's Tik Tok Tuesday. That's becoming my favorite segment. I love the creativity over on TikTok. Most of them are all sports related.
Yeah.
We got our whack-ass tradition. We're going to take a little jab at Texas A&M there, so stick around for that. General Neyland's going to drop his 7 memes on everybody, and our dumpster fire of the day. Then we'll close it out with a salute to Layla Kiffin.
Sounds like a good show to me.
Sounds like a good show, Carter. We're going to have to inject you with some steroids or something. Pick your energy up. I don't want to carry us the whole show.
Yeah, I hear you.
I know how it feels, man. When you get these late spring colds and crap that hit you, all the allergies are going firing. It's like getting hit by a freight train, man. Hang with us.
Yep.
We'll get this over with as quick and painless as we possibly can. Don't forget, top comment of the show, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, wherever you're at watching, is going to get that coveted golden keyboard award and some kind of prize. I don't know. Carter's going to come up with something for you. But when we award that top comment, all you got to do is message us on Facebook or send us an email to volunteerroadshow@gmail.com and give us your information, and we'll get something out to you.
You ready to get into it?
I'm ready to get into it. Let's talk a little current events.
All right. Well, since last show, Coach Doug's has been busy. He's played a few games, and he went into Gainesville and won a big game against the Florida Gators, 45-42. First time we've beaten Florida in Gainesville since 2003. I think we got a little highlight of that game. If you want to play that for everyone.
Yep, this is the Gators' final Hail Mary attempt to take out Tennessee.
It all comes down to this. One last chance to throw one up and see if somebody can bring it down and win the game. He goes downtown. This one will fall in.
Game. What a game. What a win. Unbelievable. Instant classic. This is how you play. Holy shit.
There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yep. I am really loving this Coach Doug stuff, man. I didn't really follow it before. I knew about it, but I didn't follow it, and now I think I'm going to become addicted to it. I'll be watching him on Twitch.
Yeah, I watched some of the Toledo game yesterday, and I guess that's where it started. I think he started doing it with Toledo, then went to Texas Tech, and then he went to Tennessee. So.
Yep. Jeff Webster says, "Hey Carter, would you agree with me that Tennessee Bama fan bases are bitter rivals, but tolerate each other much better than other SEC rivalries?"
I would definitely say that they're bitter rivals, but the problem is a lot of the younger Bama fans don't look at Tennessee as that big as big of a rival. I'm sure there's a lot of younger Alabama fans that would probably put LSU in front of Tennessee just because of the last how many ever years they've beaten us. We've got to keep it more competitive. There's no doubt that Tennessee fans hate Alabama. There's no doubt about that. Probably most people's most hated team, unless it's Florida. But for Alabama, obviously Auburn is their most hated team, and I think right now there's a good majority of Alabama fans that would view LSU as their second biggest rival, and we
Yeah.
just got to change that, you know.
I'd have to agree with that. Yep, Tennessee hadn't been holding up their end of the rivalry, that's for sure. He says, I can't stand Tennessee fans, or I can't stand Tennessee, but never been rudely treated by Vols fans. Each fan base has its share of idiots that spoil it for the rest of the team's supporters. There's a lot of truth to that, but I think there's a lot of mutual respect between Tennessee and Alabama, even whenever I'm getting into it with Alabama. And of course, they've got, what is it, 13 now? 12,
Um,
12 going on
yeah.
13.
Mm-hmm.
13 wins in a row, 13 wins in a row to use as ammunition. There's still a lot of respect because no team has beaten Alabama more than the University of Tennessee. That's just a fact.
Yeah, and you ask any of these older fans that have been around, I would say that at least older than the age of 35, they're going to tell you that Auburn won, Tennessee 2, and it's not even, there's no question about that. But I think the one thing that was said is there is a level of respect to an extent, but I have seen quite a few. I've seen quite a few funny fights between Tennessee and Alabama. I've seen more fights at Tennessee Alabama games than I have any other Tennessee game. So,
yeah, it's a bitter rivalry. Don't get me wrong, but I just think there's a lot of mutual respect amongst the majority of the fan bases.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's game. That's what the old Neyland and Bear would call it. That's why at the end of the game, the winners smoke cigars and the losers don't.
NASCAR says, once the season starts, most likely not because in the southern hemisphere where it's our November, they haven't had any problems with COVID in their fall. I think what he's saying there is that the weather, the temperature being warmer down here, might yield a better college football season or better odds for a college football season than in some parts of the country. Bama and TCU both Pac-12 foes in Week 1, and so are planning to face each other if the Pac-12 folds. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that'd be a good game too.
Absolutely, it would be.
Webster says, I'm an 89 Bama grad, so I have lots of respect for Tennessee. Thank you, sir. The old hats know what's up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what's going on over on Facebook before we move into our moment in Vol history. All right. Scott Cawhorn, well, whomever wins the national championship, whomever wins the national championship have an asterisk by their name since the Pac-12 is not playing? Pac-12 not playing hasn't been decided yet. The only thing that they've decided in those states, California, Oregon, and Washington, is that there will not be any mass gatherings until after August.
Yeah, well, I think Oregon's was until October.
Oh, October. So they might play, but play fanless games. It just depends on their definition of mass gatherings. They've said no fans at sporting events for sure. We don't know if that's going to include the players and the coaches themselves or what. So the NCAA is getting together with everybody coming up in a few days, June 1st, and I think they'll talk everything over and they'll make some decisions. Maybe the season starts a little bit later than normal. Who knows? I mean, there's going to be some kind of compromise so that they can appear to be somewhat diplomatic in their decision making. But I still think that we're going to have a college football season. Bryant-Denny Stadium, 101,821 fans in attendance, 9 last games. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Total of 48 teeth, Duke Nukem says. Oh, ice cold, Duke, ice cold. Hit him right in the right in the heart. All right, let's take a look at our moment in Vols history.
All right.
Being that it's Tik Tok Tuesday, we kind of need to move the show along because I've got 8 of them up there today. And
well, today's moment in Vol history, and like I said, guys, bear with me. I'm trying to. I don't mean to sound like somebody ran over my dog, but fighting this whatever this is. Hopefully it's not Rona. I don't think it is. But anyway, today's Moment Vols history, we're going to go back to 2005. I know it was not a great season. But if everyone remembers, that was the year Hurricane Katrina happened, and it devastated all the people on the coast, especially New Orleans and Louisiana and parts of Mississippi and Texas. But, looking back at that season, LSU, they had to postpone their home opener, or they were supposed to play Arizona State at home, but because of Katrina hitting the Tiger Stadium, they had to play at Arizona State. And I think their first 3 or 4 games they had to play on the road because the stadium wasn't ready and all the damage. So when it came time for the Tennessee LSU game, they decided, look, we're gonna have it at Tiger Stadium, no matter what. And they moved the game to a Monday night. It was supposed to be on Saturday, but they moved it to a Monday night. And I remember that my parents had bought me and my sister's tickets way back in the summer before all that. And we actually went down there. Had to miss a couple days of school for it, but it was obviously worth it. And before we get into the highlights of this game, I will say this. I've been to quite a few Tennessee games and other college football, quite a few Tennessee games in Knoxville and all over the SEC. And I will tell you this, I've never experienced an atmosphere like I did in Baton Rouge that day. You could just feel the emotion in the stadium. You could see it in every fan's face. Them people had just gone through something horrendous. And the only thing they wanted to see was their Tigers. And it was quite an experience watching the band go on the field. And the fans were just so passionate. Like you could see tears in their faces, and it was pretty cool to see that. But we're down. We started the game, and everything was going wrong. Eric Ainge couldn't complete a pass. He threw a pick six. We were down 21-0 with 8 minutes to go in the third before we finally scored. Took Ainge out, put Rick Clausen in. And even after we did get on the board, they went down there and kicked a field goal, and it was 24-7 with 9 minutes to go in the game. We come back, send it in overtime, and then we ended up beating them in overtime. I think we've got a highlight of that.
We do. Buddy, I've got about 12 minutes of highlights here. You got a timestamp for me?
Yes, I think go to, how long is the video?
12 minutes, 13 seconds.
Go to skip to 11:45 and see what it looks like. Let's see.
We'll play it from 11:35.
No, you got to scroll way back.
You want to go back?
Yep, way back. Go to 10:45.
There we go. That's an
interview. Right before we scored the touchdown. Is it still interview?
Yep, still interview.
Go to 9:45.
Oh no!
I had this written down. I swear, I thought I did.
That's all right.
It's either 9:45 or 8:45.
It's gonna try to play an ad on us. 9:45. Let's go back. I'll tell you what. Right here, 8:30.
Just sneak again. Wow. LSU strong up that middle now. Yeah. I think they blew the whistle right there and stopped that play.
All right, so that's goal line stand.
First overtime, LSU 27, Tennessee 24, and the Volunteers on the lip of the cup. Clausen gives it to Riggs. Left side, touchdown Tennessee. And the Volunteers have come from out of nowhere to win this game in overtime.
Unbelievable gut check right there by Philip Fulmer.
You hate to see it. But, everybody's out to win ball games.
Exactly. Like I said, what an atmosphere they had. But here's the bad part. Those fans, very passionate, mind you, but they had a full blown riot after that game. I mean, it was scary walking out of that stadium and trying to get back to your vehicles. I mean, they were starting fires. I never seen nothing like it. I mean, a full blown riot was going on in Baton Rouge that night. They were so mad they lost that game.
I remember it. I remember the highlights on ESPN and some of the local news.
Mm-hmm.
You could literally see the wind just getting sucked out of Les Miles' sails right there.
Oh yeah.
But the Vols come out victorious. That's all that matters to us.
Absolutely.
Great moment in Vol history, man. You dig these things up. And for those of you who don't know, Catfish selected Carter to do this show because of his I guess education in Tennessee Vol football history. And he drags up some stuff. Now, some of the early stuff that we've done has been pretty obvious that you would have to include in a moment in Vol history. But some of this stuff, games that meant a lot at the time, but they don't really stick with you like that LSU game. And then you go back and revisit it, and you remember all of the emotions that you felt when you were watching it, and all of the story surrounding the game and everything. So Carter really does a good job digging into the history for us. You want to grind your gears, partner?
Yep, I think I should.
All right. Tell the folks what you got.
Is the pick up? I'm waiting for the picture to show up. Is it up?
Oh yeah, you're up.
Oh yeah. Look at that handsome fella right there. All right. So here's what really, really grinds my gears. And it never fails. Okay. This happens I've always got friends. I've even had a family member or two do this, and it just pisses me off, Josh. But please do not get married during college football season. Do not plan events like that for Saturdays, because you got to think, when people get married in the fall, they always get married on a Saturday, right? Of course they do. And I cannot tell you how many friendships I've probably ruined because I would get a wedding invitation for October 22nd or something, which is a Saturday, and it's Tennessee, Alabama. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Sorry. I can't be your best man because Tennessee and Alabama are playing on that Saturday. So I hate it for you. Tell your dumb wife not to schedule a wedding in freaking October.
Yeah, absolutely. It happens every year when my wife and I were planning our wedding. She always, thought she would want to have a fall wedding. And I said, Tennessee football. And it instantly got moved to May. And it turned out to be a beautiful spring wedding. We actually just had our 4th anniversary back on the 7th. And it was a great time. The spring is just as pretty as fall, guys. Have a spring wedding or summer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get it hot in the summer, but the thing is, and here's what's funny, is the women or the brides, they when you say that, like, oh well, let's get married in the fall. I say, oh sorry, sweetheart, but I can't because of college football. I bet they're like, you are such an idiot, or they really just don't understand it. But
they don't. A lot of people don't understand, but for some people, college football is like a religion. You don't want to miss one game. One game in the season can turn the season upside down, or put somebody in contention for the playoffs. Anything can happen, and you don't want to miss. There's only 12 of them, until the postseason. Yeah. So those 12 Saturdays should be sacred. Have it on an off week.
Yeah.
If you gotta have a fall wedding, have it on a bye week.
Exactly. I got a friend named Grant, and him and his wife, they got married in 2016 during the Tennessee-Georgia game. And of course, I got the invite. I was like, sorry, man, I can't make it to your wedding because I've already got tickets. I'm going to watch Tennessee-Georgia play. I hate it. And he was a big Tennessee fan too. And he, I bet he was probably hating himself because he missed that game.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Well, and for some people who do what we do, write about the games and have to be at the games to take photos and things like that. I would love to be your best man or a groomsman in your wedding, but I got to work on Saturdays. We got to be able to go live after the game and talk about the game. We got to be at Tap House on Saturdays during the live stream. There's things like that go on, and plenty of fans out there have their own little podcasts, and some of them have big podcasts, and they've got their own things that they do, their own blogging and vlogging and all that stuff. And so it's just like,
Yeah.
college football in the South is sacred. A lot of ladies in the South understand that too. So
Yeah, most of them
we're
do.
pretty
You're
lucky.
right.
If you noticed all those pictures that I had there, Michigan, Green Bay,
Yeah.
Baltimore, yeah. So having a baby shower or kids birthday parties. Your birthday is your birthday. I can understand that. Just don't get mad when people don't show up.
Exactly.
Or at the very least, if you're going to have some kind of social event like that, kid's birthday party, wedding, baby shower, or something along those lines, whenever there's a game, have a big screen there. Now, we had a baby shower for our little girl, and then we also, my wife threw a baby shower for some friends of ours, and both of those were in the fall. And one of them, like my little girl's baby shower, was during the Texas A&M game that went to overtime.
Oh wow!
And we had it early enough before the game that everybody could come and eat and drink and have fun and exchange gifts and all that stuff. But the last probably 45 minutes of the party were the first 45 minutes of the football game. And guess what? Everybody stayed. Everybody stayed glued to
Wow.
that big screen because we had a 75-inch in the garage in my in-laws' house, and everybody was in there just drinking beer, having a good time watching that game. Heck of a game! It was a great game. Wish we'd have come out on top, but it was still a really good game. So, yep. Kevin Stokes is in the house. He says this show is actually pretty good. I could do without all the garbage truck worker orange. Thank you, I guess.
Yeah, that's
We'll take the compliment we'll take the good with the bad.
Exactly.
Do y'all remember that Bama fan that called Tennessee Orange garbage truck worker orange? It was hilarious. Y'all should find it on YouTube.
I hate Tennessee because they Tennessee. They got that pumpkin orange or whatever he said.
Pumpkin orange.
He like Neyland Stadium. It looks like a big garbage something convention. I don't know. I try to remember everything he said. I'm not a dog person. I don't like dogs.
Michael Rector's over on YouTube. He just popped in. Says college football is its own religion in the South. Absolutely. Stevie Davis is watching. Shout out to Stevie, my SEC Media Days partner. All right, let's see. Anything else grinding your gears?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff grinding my gears. That's enough. I mean, I've got to save some of them now.
For sure. All right, let's move on. You want to move Tik Tok Tuesday to the back of the show, or do you want to just go ahead?
Yeah, why don't we save that for the very end?
Okay, we'll move that.
Is that good with you?
It works for me. We'll do it right before we'll close out the show with our salute to Layla.
All
right. So then that pushes whack ass tradition to the top of the lineup here.
Whack ass tradition. Okay.
What you got for us?
Well, today the whack ass tradition is the Texas A&M male cheerleaders. Or you called them the what? The Yell Boys, or
they're called the Yell Leaders.
Yell Leaders. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I can't go to a football game and look at a bunch of male cheerleaders yelling like, I don't know. You would know more about this than me. So what's the story behind it?
So the reason Texas A&M has Yell Leaders instead of cheerleaders is it started out as a military academy. Only young men were in attendance at the university, and whenever they started their football program and everything, they didn't have female cheerleaders. They had what they called yell leaders, and they wear these milk delivery guy outfits. They're pretty funny looking. I will, if I do say so myself. It's a little hard for me to dig into Texas A&M because I was an A&M fan for so long in my college football career, fandom career, I should say. But they are a little silly looking. But I'll say this. You can have a squad of cheerleaders on the sideline pumping the crowd up with their signs and their megaphones and all that stuff, and they'll get the crowd going. But the Texas A&M yell leaders, now, if you get caught in the student section not going along with the yells, with the cheers, the yells that they're doing,
right?
People will throw stuff at you. They will ask you to leave the stadium. That student section is lit. It really is. Every single game. It doesn't matter if they're playing Furman or if they're playing the national championship hopeful that year. That stadium is on fire, and that student section is absolutely lit. And all of their yells and their cheers and everything. They're all in unison. They're all very organized. They have a rehearsal every at midnight before they call it
the midnight yell.
Midnight yell at midnight before the games. The only problem is Texas A&M is married to its traditions. They are absolutely married to them. Once something becomes a tradition at Texas A&M, it will not go away. So Texas A&M will probably never have female cheerleaders.
Wow. That's crazy. They got a dance team, though, right?
Yeah, I believe they've got a dance team, and they've got the little squad of ladies that dance with the band and stuff like that on the field. But they don't have female cheerleaders.
That is interesting. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Catfish and Uncle Lou are probably the best fan-run sports shows. I would even include BVD. Kevin Stokes.
Well, daggone.
Kevin dropped a $2.99 super chat and said this is for the wheel segment for Carter. The wheel's not going to be every episode. We should probably go ahead and tell people. Probably should have told people last. And we're not going to do the wheel on every episode, but we are going to do it often, a few times a month, probably 2 or 3. So we'll let you guys know when the wheel is coming. Kevin, we appreciate the super chat. You want us to hold that? You want us to refund it? How do you want us to do it? We can hold it for the next time we have the wheel up. Carter can get the first spin. You just let me know in the comments what you want us to do. But we always appreciate the super chats. Let's see. Scott Cawhorn. The Kyle Field is actually pretty loud. They did away with the bonfire, though. Yes, the A&M bonfire. Such a tragedy. For a school full of engineers, they stacked those logs wrong. I remember those bonfires, man. They were absolutely epic. And all those.
They use logs or pallets?
They use logs. So it's built kind of like a birthday cake. They circle these logs up in a circle, and then there's several tiers, or they did. There's a big base, and then a second layer, third layer. And they circled it. The logs are standing on end, so it's logs that are sawed standing vertical, and they circle them up, and then they light it. But in order to build it, they had to climb on top of it, and there were a bunch of students. I can't remember how many students died in that horrible tragedy, but I want to say it was like 12 or maybe even in the 20s. I can't remember. But it was quite a while ago. But yeah, they have to climb all over it to build it, and they were climbing on it, and it collapsed. And if you can imagine all the tonnage of logs coming down on you,
that's terrible.
Yeah, they got rid of it. Stokes says he wants a rain check, so you're up first next time we spin the wheel.
That's fine with me.
Write it down.
Totally fine.
Write it down and don't forget it. We appreciate it, Kevin.
I will
not. Let's see here. What's up next? We got Neyland's 7 memes are next. Or do you want to keep going about these yell leaders? I mean, I could talk all day about them. It's just it's just a school that's like I would put it up against anybody in in terms of the number of traditions and the sacred, uh, I guess, demeanor surrounding the traditions and everything. There's spots on the campus that are memorials that you're not allowed to walk on the grass, and all of this. So orientation at Texas A&M, you get educated on what all these traditions are, and so many of them are memorial related because, like I said, it was a military academy and so forth, and so they take it very, very seriously. People will yell at you, throw things at you, drag you off of the grass if you get caught walking on the grass, and things like that. Probably one of the coolest things um, that I have ever seen in a college football game. Um, Carter looks like one of the Blues Brothers. Wasn't there some people killed in an A&M fire a few years ago? Well, they weren't killed in the fire. What happened was they were building the bonfire itself, and while they were building it, they were climbing all over it. You got to. There's no other way to do it, and they were climbing on it, trying to position some of those logs, and the whole thing collapsed, and it killed a bunch of students. So one of the coolest things that I've ever seen at a college football game. And I've seen a lot of teams play. I've been to Tennessee games, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Longhorns games, Baylor. I went to some Baylor games whenever I was in College Station. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. Texas A&M, Kyle Field is a memorial. It's a war coaches, security, players. Fans are not allowed on Kyle Field, and especially not opposing fans. And if you remember back in the early 2000s, there were a couple of Texas Tech teams that were pretty dang good.
Yeah.
This would have been during the Dennis Franchione era at Texas A&M. There were a couple of Texas Tech teams when Mike Leach was there. Cliff Kingsbury was the quarterback. That kind of era. Texas Tech came to Kyle Field, and they hadn't beaten them in I don't know how many years, and they pulled out a last-minute win. And the Texas Tech fans in the stands all start pouring over the walls, and they wanted to rush the field. Well, the Aggies have a mounted cavalry on the sidelines of the fields. They have it's part of their corps of cadets, and it's an honor to be able to sit on top of those horses during the football games. But the Texas Tech fans start rushing the field, and that cavalry just, like it's procedure, they just take off and start riding straight towards those Texas Tech fans. And they carry swords. I mean, they're ornamental swords, but they carry swords with them. And all of them drew their swords and start riding towards these Texas Tech fans. And the fans just stop in their tracks, and they didn't get on the field because of it. And I was like, at the time I'm watching, I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to start chopping up Texas Tech fans with your swords? But it was a sight to behold, and that's how seriously they take their traditions over there. They absolutely protect that field with military force. It's pretty neat.
Jeez, that's crazy. With swords.
Yeah, I saw that one in person. That's
funny.
Yeah. Was that the Michael Crabtree catch? Yes, that was when Crabtree was there. Kingsbury was that was Duke Nukem over on Facebook. 2000, 2005, 2008 maybe. I'm not sure. It wouldn't have been 2008, it wouldn't have been 2005 either, because I was in Tennessee by 2004. So I'm thinking 2003. 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. And Crabtree may have not been there whenever that happened. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kingsbury was the quarterback. If not, it was some other gunslinger that they had over there. But I'm thinking it was in that era. That's a long time ago. It's almost 20 years ago, bro.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
But anyway, it was around that time. And I am 100% sure it was Texas Tech fans. Nobody else at that time would have wanted to rush the field against Texas A&M. Texas owned them at the time. They just couldn't beat Texas around that time. Francione was the coach. I know that for sure. And they really struggled with Dennis Francione. After R.C. Slocum. You remember R.C. Slocum?
Yeah, I do a little bit.
Catfish is in the house over on the YouTubes. What's up, Catfish? Crunkman just popped in. Good morning. Good morning, Crunkman. Thanks for dropping in. I think we have more Georgia and Bama fans combined than we have Tennessee fans that watch this show.
I believe you're right. 100%.
That's all right, though. We love them all.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate everybody that comes over here.
I like getting the perspective of the other fans.
Yeah.
It's nice whenever you're talking about moments in history and it's something that maybe you hold in high regard and the other fans start laughing at you, or vice versa, or it's something that you think maybe wasn't that huge of a deal, but it was great to get the win, and the other fans are like, we wouldn't have gone to the bowl game that we got into if y'all hadn't have beaten that team, or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I love having the other fans here. They provide a lot of entertainment too with their garbage truck worker orange jokes and their prison jokes. Which during Tik Tok Tuesday, we're going to address that. There's one of the TikToks is related to that. You'll see it. It's going to be great. All right. Let's move on to General Neyland's 7 memes.
Okay.
And General Neyland's 7 memes brought to you by our sponsors, Tennessee Tap House, Hound Dogs, and Shelter Insurance. Definitely on the Hound Dogs and the Hound Dogs and the Tennessee Tap House. You're going to want to go check those out. Vol Heaven. Get over there and support the sponsors. That Shelter Insurance, though, I hear the guy that runs that agency is kind of shady. You probably don't want to do business with him. Crunkman says, I don't know yet. Let me get my second cup of coffee and find out. Catfish asked him what's up. Yeah, sometimes it takes the old folks a little bit of coffee injection to get their day started. All right, here we go. General Neyland's 7 memes. Number 1, my mama says South Carolina fans are ornery because they have all them trophy cases, but no trophies. Ain't that a shame?
It's a fact, though.
We're taking 2 swipes at South Carolina today. Gamecock football. Anyone can have a bad century. All right. There's a lot of hype surrounding Kyle Trask. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Heisman contender maybe in 2020 season. Ranked as the top, if not the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks, depending on who you're asking, in the SEC. But he has a little bit of a problem, doesn't he?
Who, Trask?
Yeah. Doesn't he throw some picks?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Says cornerback is open. Seems legit.
He's full of himself.
Yeah. Well, hey, we've got OU on the schedule.
Exactly.
What happens when you watch OU football?
God, you lose 10 years off your life? I don't know.
Does it give you Forrest Whitaker eye? Trash. 4:45 every time says trash. Does anyone know what a gamecock is? What's up, Aaron Ross? Aaron Ross jumping in. Yeah, gamecock, man, it all goes back to the days of rooster fighting, cockfighting. So that's where it comes from. It's a rooster that they hook knives to their feet and they let them fight.
To the death.
To the death. Yeah. Yep. It's a it's a bad thing. Don't be doing it. It's illegal.
Very.
All right. Ooh, you almost had it. Kentucky fans reaching for that bowl game. Got to be quicker than that. All of these memes came from Carter. We need you guys to send us memes. You can send them to us on Facebook, or you can email them to us. We'll put your memes up. Don't forget to send us some memes. All right, Arkansas fans waiting on an SEC win. That's not the first time that picture's shown up on this show.
No, just with the first time with Arkansas.
But it's always got something to do with an SEC win or an SEC West win or an SEC championship or national championship. This time it's an SEC win. There you go. And we play Arkansas this year too.
We do in Fayetteville.
Yep. And then this probably happens more often than not. When Bama drops a game to Auburn, Alabama fans become Auburn fans for the next season. It's a freaking chicken. That's right. It's a chicken, Aaron Ross. Sword fighters. All right, Catfish is dropping out on us. We'll see you, Catfish. Be safe out there on the road, buddy.
See ya.
There we go. So General Neyland's 7 memes, once again, brought to you by our sponsors, Tennessee Tap House and Hound Dogs. Go to Hound Dogs, Vol fans. Pick up some gear, take it up to the register, and say, hey, I'm here because the guys at Volunteer Roadshow sent me.
10% off.
That's right. You get 10% off your purchase. Tennessee Tap House. I'm not sure if there's a discount on that, but it's, it's still delicious. I'll get with Catfish and find out if we have a discount on Tennessee Tap House stuff. I know on game days, if you're there watching the show and all that stuff, it's free iced tea.
I didn't know that.
Yep. If you come in and mention Volunteer Roadshow on game days on Saturday when we do the live stream, you get a free sweet tea. And that's with your meal, or if you just want to sit and watch the game and drink sweet tea, it's free. All right. Dumpster fire of the day. This probably should be a rival of ours. We don't play them enough.
Yeah.
But
that's the University of Texas.
Yep. Considering the history between the whole UT and the logo and all that good stuff, University of Texas is our dumpster fire of the day. They have fallen from grace, just like Tennessee has, and Michigan, and all the old greats. It seems like these days. There was an era when Texas owned the Big 12, and Tennessee owned the SEC. Texas owned its rival, Texas A&M, and Tennessee owned Alabama, and Michigan owned Ohio State. Those days are gone. Now it's all been flipped on its ear.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely love to catch Texas in a bowl game one year.
Yeah, because I think the last time we played was in 1951, maybe. Yeah, it's been a long time. I think we have a 2-2 record.
Crunk Man says, "Wait, Texas isn't back."
Exactly.
Well, it depends on who you talk to, I guess. D4. I can't watch anymore. I was a fan until the Texas segment. I'm sorry, man. If you're a Texas fan and you're in here watching, I apologize. If you're not a Texas fan, then why can't you watch us make fun of Texas a little bit?
Yeah, I forgot about old D4. He is a Texas fan.
Oh, yeah. Man. He just happened to pop in on the day that we rail Texas.
I know. Hey, we were talking about Texas A&M for most of the show, so hey.
Yeah, we talked about their whack-ass tradition of male cheerleaders.
Yeah.
So Texas thought they were back, and then they got absolutely manhandled by LSU, and they're pretty good about dropping games that they're not supposed to lose. They did beat Oklahoma recently, though.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. D4 could put in the comments what was the last year y'all beat Oklahoma? Wasn't that long ago?
You got to go back to dominating Oklahoma, man. Then you can say you're back. Little UT. So, yeah, the UT logo. You remember that logo with the U and the T in the middle? Well, I mean, Texas, they still
We
use
still
it.
use it.
We don't. We can only use the old ones. We can't.
Well, they still make products with it. You can buy hats and stuff.
Yeah, but it has to be that old logo design. They can't update that or anything like that. Texas won the copyright lawsuit on that.
Mm.
Yeah, Texas stole the UT logo, and that's how the Power T came about. Tennessee needed a new logo. So we have lost to Texas in the courtrooms and on the football field.
I think we split with them on the football field. I think it's 2-2.
Yep. Gate City's in the house. Just dropped a super chat. Appreciate that, Gate City. We love them super chats. Well, I should say Catfish loves them. Oh, let's see. That's why we use the Power T. You're right. Yep, it is. All right. Anything else to say about the University of Texas?
Nothing good.
Yeah, I gotta say I was a little bit of a Texas fan during that championship. What was it, 04? When they played USC?
No, it was 05.
Was it 05? 05 when they beat USC. And that USC team was stacked. Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush and all those guys and Vince Young, that when he ran that final touchdown in. I mean, I've got no love for Southern Cal at all. And, being from Texas, I was an Aggie fan. We're supposed to hate Texas. But if a team from Texas is in the national championship, you definitely want them to beat the team from California. So I was a little bit of a Texas fan that night. I got pretty excited when Vince Young walked that last touchdown in. That was a good game. That's for you, D4. All right, let's see. What's next on the agenda here?
Should be time for Tik Tok Tuesday.
It is time for Tik Tok Tuesday. And Texas stinks. Vince Young made them like it. He did. Yep. Tik Tok Tuesday. Are you guys ready for this? All right, let's see which one's first up. Oh, it's this kid with the two-seamer. Watch this. Who?
I'm losing the ball, man. Why are you throwing? No.
He's throwing his two-seam fastball to his dad. His dad can't see it. His dad got mad at him. I mean, that kid's probably, 11 years old, 12 years old, somewhere around there. And that thing was zooming.
Yeah, pretty fast.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's next up. I was just pretty impressed with the speed of that. There's nothing really funny other than the dad got nervous about that two-seamer.
So today I'm going to teach you guys how to shoot a layup. Now, it's actually really easy once you get the form down. So check this out. It's super easy.
Oh, my goodness. He punted that ball right through that girl's head. Stuff like that just kills me.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this one's great. Pay attention to the number on her sweatshirt and his jersey number.
Where'd you get that jacket?
It's yours.
Busted. Florida State player busted his girl cheating on him. Carrying somebody else's sweatshirt. Oh, man. That was great. The Braves need to sign that kid now. Yeah. He's got a heater.
Yeah.
All right. There's Mark Ingram. Boom! NFL running back Mark Ingram tried to juke a canine at a U.S. military base, and he did not succeed. That fur missile just took him straight out. That was great. All right, cheerleading. Watch this girl. Absolutely incredible athletics here. She catches her teammate, does a back bend to keep her face from hitting the grass. I don't care what you say about cheerleading. It is a sport. Those girls get hurt more than any other professional athlete, college athlete. They have more injuries. My wife was a college cheerleader at Maryville, and she's got, all the time, I'm messing with her, wrestling around with her or whatever, and she, oh, my bad shoulder, oh, my bad knee. She broke her foot one time during cheerleading practice and didn't go to the doctor till, I don't know, it was like 2 weeks later, because they had competitions and stuff to do, and she just played on a broken foot. So you can say what you want about cheerleaders, but it is a sport, and you got to be tough to be a cheerleader at that level, for sure. That was absolutely impressive.
How do you want me to score, Mom?
How do you want me to score, Mom? Mom says a three-pointer. Boom. That one's for your mom. He asked the kid's mom how he wanted him to beat her son, and then just drained the three. So disrespectful, but so funny. This is why I love TikTok, y'all. Get on TikTok. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. And I believe the last one for the day is coming up right here.
You don't make the next basket, I want a divorce.
I don't know if you could see that, Carter.
No, I didn't see it hardly. It looked like I don't know.
So she says, if you don't make this next basket, I want a divorce. And he squares up to make a free throw and then just launches the ball over the house.
Oh, that's great.
I love the comedy on TikTok. There's some good stuff on there. All right. That's TikTok Tuesday, guys. 45 said, is she going to Kentucky? Yeah, I mean, that's... After that video goes viral, I'm sure somebody will come look at her. That was absolutely incredible feat of athleticism to catch a human on your chest and do a back bend and support her weight to keep your head from smashing into the ground. Pretty impressive stuff. Those girls are tough. All right. Let's see. We got time for a top 5 if you want to do a top 5. I know we don't have anything prepared, but we got a couple of ideas for our next few shows. You want to do a top 5?
I don't know what you would want to do a top 5 about.
Let's do top 5 stadium foods.
Stadium foods?
Yeah, man. What's your top 5? Top 5 game day foods. So you from 5 to 1, what's your favorite thing to have on game day?
Let's see, nachos, hot dogs, barbecue. Let's see.
You don't want to alternate?
Chicken wings. Chicken wings has got to be number 1.
You said nachos, hot dogs,
barbecue. Smoky dogs, by the way.
The smoky dogs.
And the Petros chili. At Neyland Stadium.
Nachos, smoky dogs, barbecue, and then what'd you say?
Petros chili.
Petros.
And chicken wings is always my favorite.
Chicken wings. Yep. Yeah, I probably have to put put wings up there on mine. Let's see. I'm gonna say beer. at number 5 because I got to have a good beer, and then everything after that's just details. So we'll probably need to put beer at number 1. You're gonna have a good beer, number 1. Then we'll start from 5 and work our way up. Number 5, pizza. That's my go-to if I don't feel like grilling or cooking or whatever on game day. The pizza's always just a phone call away, and you get a good pizza and some beer and watch the game. Uh, number 4. Number 4, I'm gonna say also, any kind of grilled meat, grilled chicken wings or grilled chicken thighs, ribs, whatever you're doing, barbecuing it. I'll take that at my number 4. Number 3, I'm not a big hot dog guy. I know you've got hot dogs on yours. I just don't like hot dogs, to be honest. Something about those wieners. Not a fan. But I will take a hamburger. Give me a cheeseburger. A good grilled cheeseburger on game days, always nice. My wife makes some of the best nachos this side of the Mississippi River. I guarantee you that. I will put them up against anybody's nachos. She goes all out with the pulled pork or whatever kind of meat topping she wants to have on it. She's done seasoned hamburger meat, Italian sausage, doesn't matter, but she melts the cheddar cheese on it, does little sliced diced jalapenos and some sour cream, and she'll make a big old bowl of them and come sit down and watch a game with me, and I love that. There's nothing better than sitting down with your wife watching a football game, eating some delicious nachos and having a beer. And then I would put hot wings at my number 2. And they got to be hot, hot, hot. I like my sinuses to be cleared out after I've eaten a mess of hot wings. There you go. Top 5. Carter, you still with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Moving right. Well, it looks like I haven't skipped anything. It looks like we're about to wrap it up. We can't do that though without our salute to Layla Kiffin. Thank you, Layla.
Got to do it.
Thank you, Layla, for spending even a little bit of time with the University of Tennessee. Aaron Ross says his top 5 is beer, beer, and then beer. I had to skip over some of the other guys. 45 every time says Jack and Coke at the top of his list. Smokey Payton says wings for sure. Matt Dummett, pizza. 45 every time says New York strip. Steak and eggs for an early tailgate. Man, that sounds good. You guys are making me hungry. That sounds awesome. See what's going on.
Pretty damn good.
I bet you with you not feeling well and everything, some steak and eggs and a little bit of the good Lord's natural cure for what ails you would do you just right. Let's see what's going on the Facebook. Tennessee played A&M in 2004 Cotton Bowl under Francione. Beat their heads in. You're absolutely right about that.
38-7.
Yeah. Tell Carter D4 in the house.
Yep. Sounds good, man. He's a big Texas fan, big Greenville fan.
Flint Williams says free iced tea all day. That's right. Free iced tea all day long at Tennessee Tap House, man. It's good stuff. And they make a really good sweet tea. That's a thing in the South. A lot of restaurants get judged by what their sweet tea tastes like. And I've been north of the Mason-Dixon a few times. We've gone to Portland and Salt Lake City, and whenever I go north, I usually try to steer west. Montana, Wyoming, those kinds of places. And if you get up there too far north and you ask for a sweet tea, they'll bring you some like Lipton peach or Nestea peach tea or, something like that. And you got to explain to them, no, I just want unsweet tea, but I want you to put sugar in it. So, but Tennessee Tap House does make some really good sweet tea. They also have a beer over there. Carter, when you were there at the Tap House, the time that you were there for the streaming, Did you happen to catch a whiff of that 420 beer that they've got over there?
I'm sorry, man. I was listening. I lost my cookies for a minute.
Oh man, you can't lose the cookies. What I was asking was when you went over to the tap house that time that you were there for the streaming, they've got a beer over there. That's I can't remember the name of it. Sweetwater Brewery, I think, makes it, but it's a 420 beer. It smells like, I think they make it with like hemp oil or something like that. But I mean, it smells like a dang head shop. That stuff is
Yeah, I think I've heard
nuts.
of it.
We had Billy was over there, Juice Davis, and a couple other players were there, and I ordered one of those 420 beers, and we had people gathered around that table sniffing my beer. Of course, I had to go order a different one after that. But we had all kinds of people gathered around the table sniffing the beer. All the players ordered it. I think
that's how the virus really started.
That's how, yeah, that's right. That's how Corona got started. Now, I can't remember who. I think Billy even tried, or nah, it wasn't Billy. It may have been Catfish. I don't remember. One of them. I got one of them to try it. It's good stuff, man. But it smells like a head shop. There's no doubt.
I just sound right down to me. That sounds pretty terrible. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, it's good stuff. Sure, it was the beer. I'm sure it was the beer. Go to Tennessee Tap House and order you one of the 420 beers. I promise you, you don't smell that smell until they bring it to your table, but it is strong. Yeah, it's the beer that smelled like weed, like mango kush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Carter was looking at Layla. 45 every time says he was looking at Layla. That's why he dipped on me.
No, I had to go throw up. My bad.
Surely not.
But that wasn't because of Layla. It wasn't because of Layla, though. I promise. I'm telling you, man, I don't feel worth a damn today.
Oh, man. Well, we better get out of here and let you go get some rest, buddy. Anything else you want to say to the guys?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to apologize to everybody. I'm so sorry, guys. I have not felt good this morning at all. And I know I probably didn't give the best performance I've ever, so I do apologize for that.
Yeah, we've all worked sick, man. We know how it is. No discredit to you for that. We appreciate you being on, even though you felt like garbage.
And we'll be back on Thursday, and we'll have our recruiting specialist or expert on.
Yeah, we're going to bring old Luke, the general, on. I lost your video there, Carter. You got it turned off?
Yeah, hold on. I got it back on. I'm sorry.
You're good. I'd turn my video and audio off if I went to go yak too, man.
Yeah, I was trying to clean myself up before I cut my camera back on. Not gonna lie to you.
No problem, bro.
Ooh.
No problem. Oh, you've gone outside.
Yeah, I had to get some fresh air. Ain't gonna
Look
lie.
at that. He's partially green, y'all. Everybody give some love to Carter for sticking it out and doing the show with us this morning, even though he felt like trash.
I appreciate it.
Well, we got the general with us on Thursday. He's going to do a little recruiting and sports news and kind of get us caught up on what's going on, give us the statistics, the informational type stuff, the stuff that Carter and I are too lazy to research.
Exactly.
There you go. And let's see what else. I guess, are we going to bring the wheel back on Thursday? You want to do it on Thursday?
We might as well.
Yeah, we'll bring it back for old Kevin Stokes since he's already dropped one. We don't want to do it, 2 weeks from now and then forget that he paid for a spin for Carter. So we'll bring the wheel back on Thursday. We'll bring the general in. As always, we'll do our salute to Layla Kiffin. We'll have some history, some current events. Carter will grind his gears.
Top 5.
Yeah, we'll do another top 5 that we set up before the show. I won't just spring it on Carter. We hadn't been running that long, man. So I just wanted to.
Exactly.
I wanted to give the guys some
No, I
some
understand.
content.
Yeah, I agree. And it was bad because I was sitting over here, my damn stomach was churning, and you were talking about food. I was just like thinking, man, I don't know about this.
Is that what did it? Was it the steak and eggs?
No, I swear it wasn't. I mean, I was feeling pretty nauseous there for about the last 20 minutes. I was like, oh, I don't know if I kept thinking, like, should I get a garbage can over here? I didn't know what I was going to do if it happened. And I took my phone with me and just made sure everything was on mute. The camera was off.
Aaron Ross says, feel better, man. Be safe. Drink Corona. Don't catch it.
I appreciate it.
That's probably a good way to close out the show. Let's award that top comment, and I'm going to give it to Duke Nukem over there with his total of 48 teeth comment.
Hey, I agree. That
was a good one. Duke, send us a message. We'll get something out to you, buddy. You get the golden keyboard for today. Congratulations. Guys, once again, can't say it enough times. Go and visit our sponsors, Tennessee Tap House, Hound Dogs. Tell them the Volunteer Roadshow sent you. They're going to take care of you. Tap House is going to give you free sweet tea. Hound Dogs is going to give you 10% off your purchase. It's nice when a business will pick up the taxes for you. And then if you're feeling spunky, give me a call. Shelter Insurance, 865-671-6451. I'll get you a quote on anything that you want insured. You guys have a fabulous Tuesday. We'll see you back here on Thursday with the General and the Wheel of Misfortune. Love you guys. Go Big Orange.
See ya.